Let's compare 0.1 to 0.070. So this 1 right over here, it is in the tenths place. So it literally represents 1 times 1/10. 1 times 1/10, which is obviously the same thing as 1/10. Now, when we look at this number right over here, it has nothing in the tenths place. It has 7 in the hundredths place. So this is the hundredths place right over here. And then it also has nothing in the thousandths place. So this number can be rewritten as 7 times 1 over 100, or 7 hundredths. 7 hundredths. And now we can compare these two numbers. And there's two ways you can think about it. You could try to turn 1/10 into hundredths. And the best way to do that, if you want the denominator to be increased by a factor of 10, you need to do the same thing to the numerator. So all I do is I multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. 10 100ths is the exact same thing as 1/10. And here it becomes very clear. 10 hundredths is definitely larger than 7 hundredths. Another way you could think about this is, look, if you were to increment by hundredths here, you go to 700, or you start 7 hundredths, 8 hundredths, 9 hundredths, and then you get to 10 hundredths. So then you get to that number. So this number, multiple ways you can think about it, is definitely larger. So let me write this down. This is definitely larger. Greater than. This is greater than that. The greater than symbol opens to the larger value. So here we have 0.093, and here we have 0.01. So let's just think about this a little bit. So this 9, get a new color here. This 9 is not in the tenths, the hundredths, it's in the thousandths place. It's in the thousandths place. And this 3 is in the, I'm running out of colors again. This 3 is in the 10 thousandths place. So the 3 is in the 10 thousandths place. So you can literally view this as 9 thousandths, plus 3 10 thousandths, plus 3 10 thousandths. And if you just wanted to write it in terms of 10 thousandths, you can multiply the 9 and 1,000 by 0. And so it becomes 90 over 10,000, 90 10 thousandths. And if you want to add them together, you can of course write this as 93 10 thousandths. 93 10 thousandths. 10 thousandths. I always have trouble with that THS at the end. Now let's think about this number right over here, 0.01. Well, this 1 right over here is in the hundredths place. It's in the hundredths place. So it literally represents 1/100th. So how can we compare 1/100th to 93 10 thousandths? So the best way to think about it is, well, what's 100th in terms of 10 thousandths? Well, let's just multiply both the numerator and the denominator here by 10 twice, or you can say let's multiply them both by hundreds. If you multiply by 10 once, you get to 10 thousandths. It's the same thing as 1/100th. Multiply by 10 again, you get 100 10 thousandths is the same thing as 100. And we know that 100 times 100 is 10,000. So here it becomes very clear. 100 10 thousandths, or 1/100th, is definitely larger than 93 10 thousandths. So this quantity right over here is less than this quantity there. Less than symbol, the small n points to the smaller number. Larger n to larger number, that's proof of less than and greater than. So let's see, this one right over here, 0.6 versus 0.06. So here I have a 6 in the tenths place, so it literally represents 6 tenths. And here, in the second number, I have a 6 in the hundredths place. Well, 6 hundredths is definitely smaller than 6 tenths. A hundredth is a tenth of a tenth. So this one is pretty straightforward. This is going to be a larger value. 0.6 is greater than 0.06. Now let's think about 0.3 versus 0.06. So this 3 literally represents 3 tenths. 3 tenths. While this 6 right over here, represents 6 hundredths. 6 hundredths. And if you wanted to compare them directly, you can multiply 3 tenths times both the numerator and the denominator by 10, so you're not changing its value. 10 over 10 is essentially 1, or it is 1. So this becomes 30 over 300. 3 tenths is the same thing as 30 over 100, and 30 over 100 is a lot larger than 6 over 100. So this is greater than.
Use less than or greater than for this little brackets thing to write a true sentence. So they essentially want us to say whether 45 and 675 thousandths is greater than or less than 45 and 645 thousandths. So let's look at each of these numbers. I'm just write them on top of each other. So the first number is 45 and 675 thousandths, and the second number is 45 and 645 thousandths. Now, when you look at everything here, the only place where these two numbers are different is in the hundredths place. We have 7 hundredths here, and we have 4 hundredths here. Everything is the same, so this number is going to be greater. This number is greater than 45.645, or 645 thousandths. Let me write that down just to make sure we know what we're doing. 45 and 675 thousandths, or 45.675, is definitely greater than 45.645, or 45 and 645 thousandths.